Kia ora. In today's news, the death toll from the train derailment in Galicia, Spain has now reached 60. More than 100 people have been injured, many of them seriously. A witness says the accident happened as the train carrying 218 passengers overturned several times on a bend and then came to a halt and piled up on each other. The crash happened on the eve of the ancient city's main Christian festival, when thousands of pilgrims travel in to pack the streets. Positions are to be cut at Work and Income as restructures its regional offices. WINZ National Commissioner Carl Crafer says a review is underway of back office structures and functions at 11 regional headquarters. He says the proposal will see 35 fewer roles across the country, but service centre and frontline roles will not be affected. The name George is expected to spike in popularity after it was announced the new royal baby would be named George Alexander Louis. He'll be known as His Royal Highness Prince George of Cambridge. Sky's royal commentator Alistair Bruce says the Queen must be delighted.
This is the name of her father, the name that he took when he became king in the extraordinarily complicated circumstances of 1936. It's a stabilising name that also echoes the name of King George V, who was the founder of the House of Windsor.
Borrowing will be the option the government will take should another major disaster strike the country. This week's Cook Strait earthquakes have renewed the focus on the state of the EQC and what cover there might be should Wellington be hit in the same way Christchurch was. The Prime Minister says if there was a last disaster, the government's books are in a state that people would lend it the money to get through. Destiny Church's application to run its school as a charter school has been declined. The Ministry of Education has turned down the application. Church spokesman Richard Lewis says while entering into a partnership would have been beneficial, being turned down won't stop it from providing quality education.
Well, it doesn't change our commitment towards raising academic levels amongst Māori and Pacific out in South Auckland. We're disappointed, obviously, in the outcome of this application process that's been pretty thorough. But at the same time, we are no less committed to our vision and will continue to do that.
Proposed changes to KiwiSaver designed to help first home buyers may not actually happen. Housing Minister Nick Smith said last weekend the government was looking at reviewing the maximum house price cap subsidy that currently applies. Individuals in the KiwiSaver scheme can currently receive subsidies for up to $5,000 towards buying their first home. But Finance Minister Bill English isn't so sure about the changes.
There's been speculation about changing it. We'll be looking into that, but there's no particular proposition to change it at the moment.
A doctor has been suspended for 6 months for illegally prescribing abortion medication. She has also been ordered to pay nearly $29,000 in legal costs after being found guilty of professional misconduct by the Health Practitioners Disciplinary Tribunal. The tribunal heard she prescribed an abortion drug to 3 patients in a manner contrary to legal pregnancy termination procedures. Pope Francis has led his first Mass since returning to his native Latin America, warning the faithful against transitory idols like money and power. Some 200,000 pilgrims who braved rain and cold cheered when the Pope arrived at Brazil's most revered shrine in Sao Paulo. The 76-year-old pontiff, who arrived in Brazil this week for a week-long Catholic youth event, is seeking to re-energise his young flock on his first overseas trip since becoming Latin America's first Pope in March. That's our news for today. Paul Marie.